Hello, friends. I am narrating this story about a gold miner's daughter who outsmarted a gang of rustlers. Once upon a time, there was a poor gold miner who lived in a small cabin with his young daughter, Lily. The gold miner worked hard to extract gold from the earth, but he was barely making enough money to support himself and his daughter. One day, the gold miner met a stranger at the pub. The stranger was a smooth talker, and he told the gold miner that he knew a secret place where they could find a lot of gold. The gold miner was desperate, so he agreed to go with the stranger. When they arrived at the spot, the stranger told the gold miner to dig a hole, and then he disappeared. The gold miner dug the hole, but all he found was dirt. He was furious, and he realized that he had been tricked. As he was walking home, he saw the stranger's cabin in the distance. He decided to pay him a visit. When he knocked on the door, it was opened by none other than Lily. The gold miner was shocked, and he asked her how she got there. Lily told him that the stranger had kidnapped her and brought her to his cabin. She said that he had threatened to kill her father if she did unhelp him find the gold. The gold miner was furious, and he demanded that Lily take him to the stranger. She led him inside the cabin, and they were both shocked to see the stranger's men waiting for them. They tied the gold miner up and put him on a chair. One of the men pulled out a knife and started cutting off one of the miner's fingers. "Where is the gold?" the man asked, but the miner just spit in his face. That made the man angry, and he cut off another finger. This continued until 3 of the miner's fingers were gone. Finally, the men left the cabin. Lily went over to her father and started bandaging his wounds. She told him that she had an idea, and she went out into the forest to look for something. She returned with a large rock and placed it on the ground in front of the cabin. Then she went inside and told her father that she had a plan. The next morning, the stranger came out of the cabin to see that the rock was in the way. He picked it up and carried it over to the other side of the cabin. Lily came out and watched him, and when he wasn't paying attention, she took some of the dirt from under the rock and put it in her pocket. She went back inside and told her father that they needed to leave. The stranger came out and saw Lily with the dirt in her hand. "Where did you get that?" he asked suspiciously. Lily just smiled and said that she found it in the dirt. The stranger wasn't sure if she was lying or not, but he didn't want to stick around to find out. He grabbed his things and left. Lily and her father waited until he was out of sight before leaving themselves. They traveled for days until they finally came across a river that was too wide to jump. But just as Lily was about to give up hope, she remembered the dirt that she had taken from under the rock. She threw it into the water, and to her surprise, it sank. She kept throwing dirt until she had made a small island in the middle of the river. Then she walked onto it and beckoned for her father to follow her. Together, they were able to cross the river and reach the other side. Once they were safe, the gold miner thanked his daughter for saving them. He told her that she was the smartest and most resourceful girl he knew, and he was so proud of her. Lily just hugged her father and told him that she loved him. As the years passed, Lily grew into a beautiful young woman. And one day, a prince came to their village. He was looking for a bride, and everyone told him that Lily would be a perfect match for him. The prince was impressed with Lily's intelligence and beauty, and he asked her father for her hand in marriage. The gold miner was overjoyed and immediately agreed. On the day of the wedding, Lily wore a beautiful white dress and a crown. The prince looked at her and could unhelp but feel like he had known her for a long time. They exchanged vows and then set off to live in the palace together. Now, whenever the prince had a problem, he knew that he could count on Lily. Her intelligence and quick thinking helped solve many problems. And the people of the kingdom loved her. She used her position to help others and make the kingdom a better place. Many years later, the old gold miner died, but Lily and the prince continued to rule the kingdom wisely and fairly. They had many children and grandchildren, and all of them were proud of the legacy that their parents had left behind. One day, a group of historians was researching the history of the kingdom. They came across a story about a beautiful queen who had helped her people for many years. Intrigued, they decided to find out more. They traveled to the palace and asked to speak with the queen. When they met her, they were shocked to realize that she was none other than Lily, the daughter of the gold miner. Overjoyed, the historians asked the queen to tell them her story. So she sat down and began to narrate her life from the time she was a young girl living in a small cabin with her father to her days as a powerful queen. She told them about the challenges she had faced and overcome, as well as the lessons she had learned along the way. As the queen spoke, the historians were captivated by her story. They had never heard of a woman who had accomplished so much and remained so humble. They took down notes, eager to record every detail, so that future generations would know about the amazing life of Queen Lily. After the queen finished her story, the historians thanked her for sharing her wisdom with them. They promised to write down her story so that it would be remembered for years to come. And so they did. They wrote down every word the queen had spoken, creating a detailed account of her life. Once the book was finished, the historians presented it to the queen. She was touched by their dedication and promised to use her story to help inspire other young people to follow their dreams. From that day on, the queen's story became a well-known tale throughout the kingdom. Children would gather around their parents and listen to the amazing story of how a poor gold miner's daughter had become a powerful queen. The queen's story was a source of inspiration for many, reminding them that no matter where they came from, they could achieve anything if they set their minds to it. And so the legend of Lily, the wise and beautiful queen, continued to be passed down through the ages. A tale of intelligence, courage, and kindness.